The power of a good woman. That's today's topic. So I'm George Tabb. I make material to motivate you through your life's journey. I'm the motivated writer, and so I'm excited about today's topic. I've even got some notes here, so you may see me glancing down. So one of the things that I realized is when you grow up in a single parent household, what happens is you don't get to see that interaction between mom and dad. And I think what I'm seeing, and I own a private practice, I see clients, I've done hundreds of individual sessions, hundreds of couple sessions. And so I've been a licensed therapist for over right about 30 years. All right. And so I've seen, I've heard, and I've worked on with clients. All right. And so, and this is based upon my opinion and what I've seen. Okay. And so I think what happens is when you don't see that interaction between a husband and a wife growing up, what happens is when you do get married, you don't understand how to motivate your partner. And I think, now we've got so much overlap. And one thing I realize in marriage is you don't have to be good at everything. Okay. But the focus today is the power of a good woman. Because for my guys, I'm talking to my guys. I'm also talking to my women. Hopefully there's something that I'll say today that will inspire you or encourage you down that road that you're going on. All right. So first thing is, if you're married and you're a woman or a man, but today I'm just specifically talking to women. If you're a woman and you're in a relationship, catch your partner doing it right. So often we want to point out what they're doing wrong, what's not working. Catch them doing it right and make a big deal out of it. Okay. And so the power of a good woman is so catching them doing it right. It's also is motivational. One of the things that I reflect upon when I first got married, my wife was probably by the world standards, a lot more successful than I was. Okay. She made more money. She had more education, all these things. Okay. And so, but we wasn't in a competition. Okay. But because of her encouragement, because of her love, because of her support, it encouraged me to do better, to improve, to grow, to not be stagnant. Okay. And so the power of a woman, she's going to take pride in her family. Okay. And so if you say, well, George, I ain't got time for that. And well, then marriage is probably not for you. Okay. And so I think the power of a good woman, she wants to finish as a team. So it's important to her to keep her family together. I think that's important. I think sometimes we lose sight of that. And, everything is about me, my, I. Well, there's no I in team. And so it's a team. So yes, it is a compromise, but is it worth it? I don't know. You tell me. When you're in your dying bed, right? What will you wish that you would have done more of? It won't be work a job. It won't be, well, I wish I'd have worked one more day on the job. It won't be, I wish I would have got one more degree. I wish I would have made more money. I wish I would have bought another house. I wish I'd have bought one more car. No, it's going to be, you know what? I wish I'd have spent more time with my family. I wish I'd have spent more time with the people that I love and for the people that love me. And those are the people that's going to be around you. You know, watching my mother pass away, watching my wife's mother pass, watching my dad pass, and that's all they wanted. They wanted the people that they love and that love them. They wanted those folks around. So why not treat those people that are in your family? Why not treat them like they're first class? So the power of a good woman is going to grow internally. So grow inside. You know, I can appreciate getting promoted on your job, all the external things, but what about the internal growth? What about strategies to manage the anxiety? Strategies to manage the fear so that those things are not imposed upon your loved ones, your family. So what's the narrative around your childhood? So have you made sense out of that? Because when you make sense out of that, then you're able to help your children make sense out of their childhood. So the power of a good woman is she's going to understand boundaries and things that maybe she's good at and things that maybe she's not good at. That's the benefit in having a partner. So when you have a husband, you can allow him to be good at one thing and you can be good at one thing. So you both don't have to be good at the same thing. So you can cover one another. So either way, you know, the job gets done for the family, right? So if you know how to cook, then he doesn't have to know how to cook. Okay? So if you're the breadwinner, then he doesn't have to be the breadwinner. All right? Or does he? If he's not the breadwinner, is that a problem? So every relationship is different. And that's one thing, after doing hundreds of hours of couples work, I realized that couples are different. They're not the same. So this is not something where I'm saying everybody needs to fit this model. These are just things that I've observed with successful, healthy relationships. Okay. And so knowing the boundaries. And so are you able to put boundaries around external things like job responsibility, like work responsibility, like, you know, extracurricular activities, right? So are you able to put boundaries and structure around those things? Because that makes a difference. So and then understanding your role. See, I understand my role in my family. Do you understand your role in your family? Because that's your superpower. That's your strength, to understand your role. So what's the purpose? So what I found is mamas, wives, they know how to love. And that's the superpower. The superpower is love. So when we talk about the power, it's love. So, all right. And then last point that I'd like to point out is just very supportive. And so just supportive and nurturing. So, and that's the benefit. So you don't have to be the disciplinarian, or maybe you do, and then maybe your partner shows the love. Okay, so I'm just providing like an outline. So in your situation, it may be different. That's fine. Maybe you're in a same-sex relationship. That's fine too. There's still roles. So we still have to understand what those roles are. All right. And I think that's where your strength is. That's where you bring your your strength to the relationship. And I think it helps if you've seen it. And if you haven't seen it, do you have someone in your life that's able to model that for you? If not, that's where it's helpful to have a coach or have a therapist to help you navigate this. Hopefully there's something I said that was helpful. I'm the Motivated Rider. Please like, subscribe, comment. If there's something, if there another topic that you want to see me cover in the future, I can do that as well. So thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.